Welcome, welcome. It's Iona, Wren House Studio, and we are walking around the circle of the year, a creative circadian circle of the year to support our own process of experiencing, expressing, creating, and contributing the best of who we are at the moment. And this is the trust cycle. So we've been looking at this idea of what does it mean to be trustworthy? What does it mean to take a risk and trust others, trust life, trust the mystery that's going on around us? So today I brought us outside to my garden, and I hope that you get a chance to see some of the winged ones that are flying about. There are so many butterflies in the garden at this time of the year. And they're gathering nectar and they're laying their eggs, and I observe this all day long. And then they're either going to fly off and migrate. There's a lot of monarchs this year, which is really very, very lovely to see. They may make the trip all the way from here, Virginia, the coast of Virginia, all the way down to Mexico. Hopefully they will. So there's journeys ahead for all of us, I guess, is the bottom line. And we've been looking at our little circle to give us a sense of orientation. The idea that as we move around the circle of the year, we have these moon month opportunities to pause, not stop, just pause and look at how we're doing with each of the key words. And these key words come from a specific place and point in time. One day I'll do a little focus on that alone. But for right now, we're looking at the idea of how do we trust our life? And are we trustworthy with our own movement forward in life? Sometimes we get challenged. In our next video, I'm going to be talking about the power of the postcard to support us in doing a creative exercise that can move us through these places where we feel like we're being overwhelmed by the shadow. And of course this happens. Naturally it does, because otherwise we wouldn't stretch and grow. And in the trust cycle, it's really, really powerful for us to take stock and notice, how do I address those times, those places, those situations, those circumstances, those relationships with myself and with others and with my work and with my finances and with my body. Anywhere we find a glitch in the trust process is a wonderful place to take stock. So in our next video, we'll be doing a little creative exercise to pay attention to the power of the postcard, a little 4 by 6 inch world that can reap the most extraordinary creative benefits any time of the year, but certainly now when it behooves us to put our fingers on the pulse point of trust. Can we live with a trust account? When I was a young girl, I had a friend. Her father was a senator, a very, very well-known senator in the United States, and she and I would hang out together, and we were both the same age, and she would tell me from time to time that when she reached a certain point in her life, a certain age in her life, she would inherit a trust fund, which meant she would never have to think about how she would make her way through the world economically ever again. And of course she was being well tended to at that point. And here I was, a young artist, making my way through the world after some real challenges, and I thought that was such a gorgeous idea, to live on a trust account, kind of like a grace account. So I began to practice visualizing that I live as an artist on a trust account, that what I need is there as it's needed. And it's been pretty fabulous thus far, but every once in a while we get one of these guys coming over us. I call my shadow, and there's a shadow over my head right now. I call this shadow Mr. Snarky. Mr. Snarky wants to stop me from time to time from moving forward down my path as an artist, taking care of my inner creative babes, as they're waiting to be born. So take a look over these next few days to take an inventory on your own trust quotient. And then in our next video, we'll do a little power of the postcard, the blank postcard, and see if that offers some opportunity to uplift and support the path. Take good care. I'll see you soon.